Greetings to all. I am Ashwini, working as Physical Director in Government College for Men, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, India. Wishing you all International Yoga Day. Thank you for joining the international webinar on yoga and wellness. We will start our program shortly.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dipla.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I request all the participants to mute the mic. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, as we are all at different time zones. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you all to the international webinar on Yoga Day. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of Physical Education and IQAC of Government College for Men, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, in association with International Federation of Physical Education, Fitness and Sports Science Association. We welcome you all to the international webinar on yoga and wellness. Let's make the session more special as we are celebrating International Yoga Day. Today, we have a galaxy of speakers like Professor Rajesh Kumar, Professor Roshita, Professor K. Deeplas, KJ Sridevi ma'am, Shiva Prasad in the field of yoga and physical education. Now, it's my pleasure to invite the in-charge principal of our college, Dr. K.V. Madhusudan, head of the Department of Botany, to inaugurate the session and deliver his key message to the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Success is not the key for happiness. Happiness is the key for the success. So, if you love to work, you will be successful. So, Telugu ఇష్టపడి పని చేస్తే విజయం అనేది నీ బానిస అవుతుంది. So, with these words, and very good morning, namaste to one and all. I hope you are healthy and safe at home by the grace of Almighty. So on this auspicious occasion of International Yoga Day, I would like to welcome the distinguished, renowned speakers, Professor Ma Rosista. Am I speaking correctly? I think I am spelling. Professor Rajesh Kumar, Professor K. Deepla, Srimati K. J. Sridevi, Sri Shiva Prasad Rao, Sri Amaresh, faculty members, delegates from India and abroad for international webinar on yoga and wellness organized by Government College for Men, Kurnool and International Federation of Physical Education, Fitness, Sports Science Association. Well, today our lifestyle in the present situation, COVID situation, has been disturbed by mental stress, improper fitness and whatnot, everything. Hence, there is a need to find out a way to get rid of all these evils of modern life. And that is the way, the solution is just yoga. So, hence, this webinar is the need of our and dire necessity. So, I would like to congratulate Srimati Ashwini madam and Dr. Muhammad Wais for organizing this seminar, which is the need of hour. So let me start with what do you mean by this yoga, this most important thing, because regularly we will be using what is yoga. So this word yoga is derived from a Sanskrit word yuj. So Y-U-Z means to join, to unite, or to yoke, or to connect. So what is this? What is this connection? So the connection is, it's the union of body with consciousness, soul, atma, or these are all synonymic words, and spirit, power or energy, the supreme. So in fact, in a layman language, let me talk in a simple way. So just if I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of what you call the family member or a family, one of the family member. Then in a simple words, I can say that I am in yoga with what you call the specific family member, or I am in connection with the family member. So yoga means connection, and that's yoga. So automatically the vibrations reach to your family member. So so it's something like mental development, what we used to say. There are lots of generally they used to divide in the spiritual sense. We have got 4 connections. I means what you call the me, a connection with the mind or the feelings, connection with the body, connection with the people, and the 4th one is the connection with the nature or the environment. So connection, the first one, the connection with the mind or the feelings. Well, in the current COVID situation, we have got a lot of emotions, maybe positive or negative, but mostly we are in the negative emotions like the anxiety, fear, what thing. And presently, in the situation, what we call the students are engaged in the stress situation of online classes. Even the teachers, what we are also facing the same situation. And moreover, even we are in the social isolation. So these most of the ideas are switched out to the negative feelings, right? So moreover, the coming to the connection with body. So we are unable to what you call to make up the irregular health. We are maintaining irregular health due to all this pandemic situations. Okay, fine. So yoga with people, it's something like relations, maintaining of relations. So it's celebrated on international level. All these connections, if you are 100% perfect, you can go through it, right? So this can be achieved by yoga only. So it's celebrated on June 21st, which is the longest day in what you call the year. So in a simple words, to concise, is the journey of the self, through the self, and to the self. Its aim is to purify our mind, body, and soul. So time yoga, true yoga is not about the shaping of the body, but it's about the shaping of the life. So in the yoga, generally we used to have what you call the asanas, means the flexibility of the body, and of course the pranayama, the control of breathness. Apart from this, there is a what you call apart from this, so it's not a work, so it's a work, it's a scientific approach. So my dear friends, our soul is our best friend. We should treat with care and feed with love. Make yoga part of your life. Live it and enjoy your life. Let us celebrate every day as an international day. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and I'm just handovering to Akhtar Madam to further proceed this matter.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful message. I hope, let me introduce myself. This is Akhtar Banu, lecturer in English, Government College for Men, Kurnool, the host college. Yeah, I hope today's webinar will be extremely useful for all of us. Hence, I request you to stay until the end of the sessions, and feedback forms will be shared at any time during the session. I once again request all the participants to be active during the sessions, because this webinar is going to be a wonderful webinar for all of us. Now, I request S.J. Ravi Prakash, in charge of the Department of English, Government College for Men, to introduce the speaker of the day. Yes, sir. Ravi Prakash sir will introduce Professor Rajesh Kumar sir, the first speaker of today's webinar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Akhtarwan, madam. Thank you very much. All of you, good morning. Namaskar. Really, it is I feel my privilege to introduce today's one-day international webinar on yoga and well-beingness of Mr. Professor Rajesh Kumar sir. Let us know a few details about this great man. Professor Rajesh Kumar is presently working as chairman and principal, Department of Physical Education, Usmania University, Hyderabad, Telangana State, India. He is a visiting professor, Faculty of Sports Sciences, University of Negeri, Yogyakarta, Indonesia in the year 2020. He holds many administrative positions like head of the Department of Physical Education, OU, Secretary, Board of Control, Inter-University Tournaments, OU, Secretary, Inter-College Tournaments, Usmania University, and Chairman, Board of Studies in Physical Education, Usmania University, and Kakatiya University. He is the President, International Federation of Physical Education, Fitness and Sports Science Association, and Secretary General, Indian Federation of Computer Science in Sports, and also acted as Board of Director, International Association of Computer Science in Sports. He is an international master athlete, participated in the World Masters Athlete Championships held at Finland in 2009 and Asian Masters Athletics Championship held at Thailand 2009. The following year in Malaysia also he participated and he won bronze medal in 5,000 meters run in the Asian Masters Athletics Championships held at Bangalore in the year 2006. He is Indian athletics team coach in the 30th World University held at Napoli, Italy from 2nd to 14th July 2019. He has participated and presented very qualitative papers in the international conferences at London, China, Istanbul, Mauritius, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, around the globe. He has presented more than 100 research quality papers in reputed national and international conferences and published more than 100 research papers in national and international highly reputed journals in Scopus, Web of Science, ISS journals, etc. 2 foreign students and 8 Indian students awarded a doctorate degree in physical education under his supervision, Usmania University. With this, I conclude about the greatness of our today's main speaker, Professor Rajesh Kumar. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, organizers, Government Degree College from Kurnool, and participants from global level. We are having a participants from Philippines, Sri Lanka, Ethiopia, and other countries. First of all, on behalf of organizing committee and on behalf of International Federation of Physical Education, Fitness and Sports Science Association, I want to wish everybody a happy International Yoga Day. The Government of India and the public of India is thankful to the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji for making his effort to declare Yoga as the International Yoga Day on June 21. Everybody all over the globe, they are celebrating today Yoga Day in different ways. Some are doing exercise, some are doing lectures like this. It is there. Today on this occasion, it is indeed a great privilege that a government degree college from the Kurnool is taken a keen interest to organize the international webinar with the help of the principal of that college and the faculty of that college and Dr. Ashwini, the physical education director of the college. They have taken interest to promote the yoga I'm also happy that we are having a great participant from all over the country. I just want to tell about what is yoga. It is a recently taken lecture by our another expert Maki. She told some important thing. Yoga is a fitness tool. You know, I do daily yoga. I do daily jogging, daily walking, but yoga is there. I found that yoga is a fitness tool. Children who regularly practice yoga will help the maintain balance of their musculoskeletal system, particularly during the growth. The Institute of Yoga Sports in 2017 they declared that the children, those who practice the yoga, that maintain the balance of musculoskeletal system. And you know, yoga is becoming a fitness tool. That is why all over the world, everybody want to adopt the yoga. Everybody want to adopt the yoga as a fitness tool. Nowadays, yoga becoming a fitness. During COVID pandemic, yoga has played a major important role in the recovery of the COVID patients. Even the doctors is advising to do the breathing exercise in the hospital also. I know that I have also made my friends to recover from in the hospital by doing the yoga exercise. In the hospital also, they recovered. You know, nowadays, everybody is on the computer. Even children's online classes. Good posture results in the prevent back pain, maintain proper muscle and joint usage, prevent spine forming the abnormal position, center your balance, reduce stress, promotes efficiency in the muscles joints, increases the confidence and good mood. So like this, posture plays very important role. So if you do the exercise, the posture will be proper. Bad posture, if you are having the bad posture, you will be having the pain in the lower back, shoulder pain, neck pain, frequent headaches, like this intervertebral disc, high BP, like lot of problem is there. Hence, you see, yoga can be practiced in different way. You can practice yoga at your home. Yoga you can practice at the chair. You can do the different practice. That is why yoga has become a fitness tool to all. Now experts are taking class, they will tell. Yoga is control the thought of patterns in the mind field. You know, yoga controls your mind also. It controls the mind also, yoga. So like this, yoga is a fitness tool. I want to tell all of you that yoga promotes the good health. It is a need of the nation. All the physical education teachers and all the general public, they must do the yoga exercise compulsory daily. I recommend that pranayama exercise, breathing exercise also is compulsory for the getting good lungs capacity and the cardiovascular system. So I'm just introducing about yoga as a fitness tool, but our speakers are there. They will explain clearly what is yoga. Professor Rosita Ampes Madam is there. She is a yoga expert from Philippines. She will talk to you. So thank you, Madam. This is opening my speech. And just I want to tell yoga is a fitness tool. Other experts will share everything.
Thank you very much, sir. I thank Rajesh sir for his insightful opening message. Now, I request Dr. G. Sitama from the Department of Zoology, Government College for Men, to introduce our next speaker, Professor K. Deepla. Over to you, Dr. Sitama.
Good morning to one and all. Welcome to this international webinar. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Ashwini Madam and Dr. Y.S. Sir for conducting this international webinar in Government College for Men, Kurnool. It's a great privilege for me to introduce Professor K. Deepla Sir. Professor K. Deepla Sir is a doctorate in physical education. He is currently working as a director and HOD in Physical Education Department of Osmania University. Sir, his area of research is yoga and his specialization is athletics and sports training. He has awarded 1 MPhil and 5 PhDs under his guidance. Currently, he is pursuing 9 PhDs in his guideship, and to his credit, Sir has published 49 articles and attended so many international and national seminars as well as conferences. To his credit, not only that, he has organized so far 302 tournaments. Really, it's a great work, sir. I congratulate to you. And this is a brief introduction about Professor K. Deepla, sir. Thank you, the organizers, for giving me this opportunity. I welcome you to this seminar, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Respected chief guest of today's inaugural function, Dr. P. Bhaskara, IAS Commissioner of College Education, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Kalavati, P. Kalavati, Principal of the college. Professor Roshita, Cube Normal University, Philippines. Professor Rajesh Kumar, Principal and Chairman, University College of Physical Education, Osmania University. Ms. K. J. Sridevi, Faculty of Yoga, Science and Therapy. Mr. S. Siva Prasad Rao, Vivekananda Kendra, and P. Ashwini, Physical Director of the college and Organizing Secretary, teaching and non-teaching staff, and participants. At the outset, on behalf of the Department of Physical Education, Osmania University, I congratulate to you all, the principal and organizing committee, for the conducting this program. The International Yoga Day was celebrated throughout the world for the first time on 21st June 2015. On the day, a record number of people practiced in yoga in Delhi under the leadership of Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India. It was a world record of the highest participation in one single yoga session in the India. This is the great achievement of Indians. The regular practice of yoga leads to better mental, physical and intellectual health. It is positively changes your lifestyle and increase the level of well-being. The Ministry of Ayush arranged the huge event in India. 35,985 people, including Narendra Modi, a large number of dignitaries from 84 nations assembled to celebrate this day, performing 21 different yoga asana for 35 minutes in New Delhi. Many spiritual leaders take an initiative and express their support to conduct the International Yoga Day every year. The United Nations appreciation made this movement more popular and benefited entire the world. Yoga is an originated in India. The word derived from the Sanskrit means to join or to unite, symbolizing the union of the body and consciousness. Yoga is an invaluable gift from the disease culture of our India. BSK Iyengar, a famous practitioner, says yoga cultivates the way of maintaining balanced attitude in the day-to-day life and develops skill in performance of one's action. Apart from the physical and mental relaxation, yoga also helps to develop strength, flexibility, and immunity in individual personality. Due to coronavirus pandemic, the world is facing a crisis and people are restricted to their homes to contain the spread of the novel corona-19. Thus, they further elaborate on how to health crisis has caused a huge psychological impact and along with the physical health aspect. The International Yoga Day was adapted to fulfill the objectives. Yoga promotes better physical and mental health benefits among the people. Yoga to draw the attention of people towards holistic advantages of yoga. Yoga promotes awareness about the natural and amazing results among the people. To help people connect with the nature by yoga practicing on the daily basis, to reduce the rate of serious diseases all over the world, to unite communities through spend time for health from busy schedule, to enhance growth and negative thoughts throughout the yoga and the meditation, to win over bad physical and mental health through the yoga and meditation, to promote health living habits among the people. Yoga treatment is the science, a trained way of life, a craft of living. It is believed that yoga is the best medicine for any disease, and it has to power of heal all the entire body through regular practices of yoga. To promote yoga in schools, colleges, to conduct activities like yoga competition, essay competition, debate, elocution, and quiz, etc. Then now I thanks to the organizers invite me as a guest in this prestigious International Yoga Day celebration. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful message. Now, I invite Dr. Sharda Madam, Head of the Department of Physics from our host college, Government College for Men, to introduce our next speaker, Professor Roshita Ampoyas. Over to you, Sharda Ma'am.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It's my privilege to introduce international speaker of today's international webinar on yoga and wellness, Professor M. Roshita Ampoyas Hernani, who is presently working as a faculty in Cebu Normal University, Cebu City, Philippines. Madam was the former chair of Kinesthetic Department. She also worked as Quality Assurance Officer, College of Arts and Sciences, School of Sciences, and Madam was also a Director of Center for Wellbeing. She is a certified wellness coach, certified yoga instructor, and certified ISO lead auditor. I heartily welcome you, Madam, on the behalf of Government College for Men, Kurnool, to deliver your valuable talk on the event of International Webinar on Yoga and Wellbeing. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Sharda Madam, for your introduction. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome Professor Roshita Ampoyas on behalf of the Department of Physical Education and IQAC Government College for Men. Over to you, ma'am, Professor Roshita, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, India. And good afternoon. Okay. Hi, Professor Rajesh. Good morning in India. I am, greetings to everyone as we are celebrating today our International Yoga Day, and also the Philippines is joining the India in a celebration of International Yoga Day. So once again, good morning. Let me screen share. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I would like just, of course, to first and foremost, I would like to recognize the organizers webinar, and of course, my friend, Professor Rajesh. Thank you once again for those. This is quite a short notice. In fact, I'm not in my hometown. I'm out of the town for, in a aside of, celebration, aside celebrating a International Yoga Day. I also celebrate it for well-being since it is our theme for this particular year, yoga for well-being. Since I am presenting to you later on, I'm still looking for it. My presentation is about the yoga for well-being as my personal journey, especially amidst this pandemic. So how I integrated yoga, okay, yoga today, okay, at the same time, how I promote yoga, particularly in my home place. And of course, bringing yoga in my, not just only in my community, but of course, as mentioned a while ago by our speaker. Okay, so can you see now?
Yes, yes.
So let me share to you my presentation, and it's about, again, it's my journey. Okay, and of course, I would like to thank Professor Regis and of course the rest of the organizers, and of course my greetings also to those who are. We have how many participants? I think we're 100. We are 176 participants now. First, I certified myself. I would like just to give you an idea how I made myself more. Being a PE teacher, I have my certification online in the US, but since I'm connected with Professor Rajesh, so in fact, before the lockdown, and I think that was January of 2020, when I had my talk in India, Professor Rajesh grant me also the certification program that really give me a weight and bests in my ability to promote more yoga in my community and in my teaching, and to of course to my student. Now, so I just want to share with you how I integrated yoga, okay, in my, and of course, as far as my personal commitment. So I think we are familiar already of what's going on right now, okay? And I think India, particularly right now, you're having your third wave, I think, and of course it was also followed by Manila, but I'm Cebu, and I'm hoping that it wouldn't happen again. The third wave in my particularly in my home place. I am in Cebu City. So again, pandemic. We don't know how this end already, and yet we are still fighting for to be more fighting for the health and wellness, and of course well-being. We here, the physical education teachers, and we are all enduring this situation, and from the of course economic, okay, financial, to the well-being of ourselves. And in fact, COVID-19 started to rise in my country on the first week of March, and even up till now, though we are still locked down, yet there's already some modification for us to be able to survive. Okay, and yet still, though we have the vaccine already, yet still we have what we call as a variant already in my country. And in fact, I just want to share it with you that during the lockdown, I was implemented, there was a sudden change, of course, in our lives, and not just only a personal, but rather, of course, from the community, and of course, to our family, and particularly us individual. And with this, to continue is, okay, the rationale of my presentation is that, of course, we are still now in the home quarantine that really threatens our well-being. So that's why the United Nations entitled Yoga for Well-being for this year. And of course, not just we as a person, our well-being, but if we are affected personally, of course, it brings to our community. And of course, there is it doubles, it triples our crisis on the mental illness. Okay, as you know, people suffering in in this lockdown. And of course, we are forced into isolation, poverty, and anxiety by the pandemic that really caused psychological distress, not just only by the, by, of course, by the community, but of course, as individual. Even myself, I also suffer this type of psychological distress. Now, in some other countries, even until now, though it's already lifted here in the Philippines, particularly in my place. In fact, I already started this June opening my center, wherein I offered already still free yoga classes for my community, and yet our parks, though it's limited persons. And of course, I think also in your in India, okay, still the fitness centers, the parks are still closed. Now, and again, prolonged staying at home periods of time can really pose a significant challenge to us for remaining physically inactive, okay? Physically active, yet at the same time, we are this kind of, type of work and, teaching online and other types of work that really brought us a lot into, sedentary lifestyle. And self-quarantine, of course, challenged the mental health of our citizens. So from the kids and, of course, up to our older people. And again, so the sedentary behavior of the community or us individual are the low levels of physical activity negative has effect in our health. And of course, according to United Nations guidelines, depression and anxiety before the COVID-19 pandemic caused really a global economy more than 1 million trillion per year. So I don't know for this year, for this month, but as far as the report of the WHO, it really, it not just simply a trillion. It would depend on how this home quarantine would last. So as the home quarantine longer, so meaning to say, mental illness also becomes, it triples also the statistics. So with this, the World Health Organization, on their campaign, Be Active campaign, individuals become more active and to lessen or to eradicate the sedentary lifestyle. Now, here in my teaching of the tertiary PE, in part of our module in teaching the students, we are really giving them the 3 to 4 minutes, okay, of light from light to intensity physical movement. So from time to time, our students take some, a little bit movement, and they have to send us a video as far as part of the evaluation of their, course. So of course, and from there, from the children up to our students, of course, to the one that we're taking care, our older people, activities that improve also balance, help them to prevent falls and injuries, especially they are just in home or at home, staying with them. For me as a person, as a yogi right now, at the same time as a physical education teacher, I really take an action. That's why I call it as a personal journey. We're in both, my action is in both academic or in academe, because I am a PE teacher, and then followed by what we call as my advocacy. Okay, so we're in schools, fitness industry, the sports amusement since it is closed, so in order to contain our virus. So as a PE teacher and wellness advocate, I immediately responded. So how I responded to this kind of action. So of course, getting the needs of the community to support them eradicate sedentary lifestyle, even if they are just home or working at home. And of course, and as much as possible to prevent them, okay, what we call the NCDs as one of the source of the, where the non-communicable diseases starts from sedentary lifestyle. Now, to the needs of the students, in a way that I can be able to meet the learning outcomes, though we are still meeting the learning outcomes and trying to, unpack all the learning things and change some activities to fit in, wherein students could still do a lot of physical activity at home. Okay, so I can still deliver, okay, classes online, PE classes online amidst this school closure. And so why yoga? So why I chose yoga to be one of my advocacy in helping the community preventing the increase of sedentary lifestyle? Because if you have mentioned, if you have observed, our first speaker or was telling us how yoga has emerged among the top 7 fitness trends worldwide last 2019, wherein according to the worldwide survey of the fitness trends for 2020 by the American College of Sports Medicine. So it ranks seventh among the fitness trends. And then according to the yoga growth market trends and analysis of 2020, that was last year, it dropped into the number 14. So from 2019 last year, it already becomes the number 14 for this year, last year. Although the base it on the statistics, it raises another peak last March, okay, of 2020, much this time, wherein a lot of people now, yoga teachers are into online already, okay? And indicating that coronavirus has really spiked interest in doing yoga. So these may be people looking at ways to healthy and active during the lockdown or deal with a general stressful situation. So this is where I come in more for my advocacy. So when I was able to realize that people now are transferring, online, trying to look at YouTube with all those, to make them more physically active. So I also, that's where I started my advocacy. And of course, aside from that, part of my rationale of teaching yoga and helping the community users through yoga is that the benefits of it. Among the what we call as trends and what we call as a type of fitness, yoga is one of them. There was already a huge research, okay, regarding yoga. So it can be descriptive at the same time, of course, statistics, and at the same time, both quantitative and qualitative research. And in fact, this is the reason why United Nations really recognize, and we have this today, what we call as International Yoga Day. So in addition, according to U.S. National Institute of Health, yoga may help one to feel more relaxed, to be more flexible, improve posture. And I hope that everyone who is with me right now, even if you are just sitting, you're also having a good sitting posture. And having a deep breathe deeply and get rid of stress is one of the best that's in the yoga. Okay, findings. Okay, and find out that they have in yoga. So these are the things that's really improve in doing yoga. So yoga can be a powerful tool also to deal with the lockdowns, uncertainty, and isolation, as well as to maintain the physical well-being, especially from the asanas up to the meditation and of course breathing exercises. And another that supports is that the National Center of Complementary and Integrative Health of 2020 states that Yoga for Health has suggested that participating in yoga may be helpful for anxiety, or to those who are people who are, suffering of anxiety or depressive symptoms associated with difficult life situations, especially in this time of pandemic. Now, moreover, the World Health Organization also mentions yoga as a means to improve our health, and it's a global action, okay, part of the global action of the physical activity from 2018 to 2030. And I think that's belong to promote health and well-being, and that is the sustainable goal number 3, if I'm not mistaken. So more active people for healthier world. Okay, so and another thing also that recognize yoga is the UNICEF that says yoga is not just only for adults, but also good for the kids. Can practice many yoga poses because aside from their body are very flexible, so they can do a lot of yoga poses and asanas, and of course with the less risk and get some benefits that adults too. And of course, it is also recognized by the UN Rec of COVID-19 hub as part of my references. Okay. In addition, I was able to make my own, model and how I use yoga, okay, to promote yoga in the community as my support, especially in this time of pandemic. So I was able to come up of what we call a very cyclical, which is, in fact, I already done this already last year. And right now, before I open my center in teaching yoga again to the community for free, though of course with all the protocols. So I made some, again, I go back to this kind of model that I used. So of course, I started with what, there were four major key aspects that I really targeted in teaching yoga. First, of course, my student, because it's easy for me to access and, motivate at the same time, assessing them in teaching yoga in my class. And of course, and to those are people that I work, which is my university, that's the Boone Normal University. I also teach a teacher, and at the same time, our staffs. Particularly, I started it last March as we celebrate the Women's Month. And then aside from that, which is now, since we are having our break right now, so I am now in the community. Okay, I'm teaching the community, and at the same time, of course, the involving the family. Okay, so I always started with the assessment needs. So before I start teaching, so that it would be more effective, okay, to my community. Oh, somebody is trying to scribble my I know. Okay, thank you. So always take the assessment needs. So do not just simply teach yoga to the community, but rather get the needs of the community. Is this really what they want? Is this really that they wanted to use yoga right now in their workplace, in their home place, to be able to be them to be more active, so that it would be easy for you to teach yoga for them, because getting their needs is also knowing their motivation, so that the rationale of teaching them has a high possibility that you can really help them. So that's very important. You have to get the need of individual, especially in coming to you. Now, of course, you have to take action based on, on the policy, and at the same time, because here in our country, we have the Department of Health, and at the same time, I'm also using the higher education policy. Now, of course, and after that, in my school, because there were four aspects, if you have noticed, there were four measures that it really, where I have to focus this advocacy in teaching yoga, is that I propose a plan, okay, particularly to my faculty or colleague, and of course to my student and teaching staff. Okay, so I made a module, and in fact soon to be published, with me and Professor Rajesh, regarding the different yoga asanas that you can use in your workplace. Okay, and with this, of course, syllabus. Okay, how I integrated, there are some certain poses only that I integrated to my class, and this is also based on the survey. And then another is from there, I'm now on this part, is that I have to train also my teachers. Okay, to those who are with me, to those who are into yoga, and would like also to enhance their skills in teaching physical education. So I used to give them also webinar and training in yoga for free, so that it won't break, okay, my advocacy, so that there will one head is better than I'm sorry, more heads is better than one. So that's why I train them, like Professor Rajas, who also gave me a free certification program. So I teach them also for free to help me. Then another is that another part of my model is I always seek support. Okay, so with the community, and of course the rest of who are my yogis, okay, who are with me, my students, are also connected to the different big companies. So I seek help with them to promote yoga, and of course, so I try to reach them also their offices. They invited me for free also, just to promote yoga in their workplace, especially in this time of pandemic. And with me, I have my partner, I have my husband who's working with me. He is a licensed psychologist. That after we do I do some poses, he's the one who do the therapeutic talk, how the people and how this my student, what is really the later on the effect, okay, the how the yoga help them. So therapeutic talk is very important after, okay, the my student practice the different routines, Okay. And then another is I collaborate. So there is a collaboration with non-government agency and of course government agency. And again, promote students, family, as well as to the community. So this is what I am now. So in fact, though, this is just a short notice. So even if I am on a vacation, when Professor Rajas texted me and informing, please give a talk. Can you give a talk? So without any hesitation, yes, when it comes to yoga. So that's how I really love yoga and I advocate your yoga bringing into my country. Hey, in addition, is that yoga practice with of technology right now is very important. Teachers, PE teacher, and the rest of my, a certified yogi right now, we are in this now digital world. So we have to unpack, learn, we have to relearn and relearn of teaching yoga when it comes in this, digital world. So this is now the trend. We have no choice, but rather to talk like this and practice yoga and, helping yoga, okay, with the community using this type of world. So the usage of monitoring tools for tracking practice session and measuring performance will make yoga practice more interesting starting last year and this year and, as the upcoming years. Now, the use of online resources, libraries will expand us yogi teachers knowledge paradigm and make it available globally. Now, I'm sorry. So, okay, so the a number three trend right now, okay, in the fitness is that home workouts classes with technology. So we have no choice but to adopt this type of teaching yoga. So there are top emerging trends in yoga industry. As stated last year of February 2020, the yoga practice will be moved on from class style to technology devices. So yoga practice will be more personalized this time. And I think some already have encountered this and experienced this in the technical devices. So people are seeking comfort and flexibility, and homeworks sessions provide a certain level of flexibility. But mind you, my dear yogas, it's a different thing when you do the face-to-face, and it's a different thing teaching you or teaching students online. It's more yet stressful teaching, participants in this kind of digital world. But we have no choice but to adapt. Okay. Now the question is how you adopt this trend. The answer is still we have to go back to technology, right? So you can offer live streaming or certain classes for members and students. So if you have enough funds, so make your own what we call as, though YouTube is giving us for free, Facebook is giving us for free for a live streaming. And if we have enough financial to support our website, then do it. Okay. Now, you can announce and promote through social media. This is, I think, that's why we have a lot of participants because of this. Okay, social media. And of course, I've mentioned the use of YouTube. All right. Now, what are the challenges now in my journey and opportunities that really happens to me when I start, devoted helping community, particularly in my teaching profession of yoga. So again, as a yogi, delivering of expertise is the one of the most challenging work in this time of pandemic. Now, take note, my dear yogis and the rest of the PE teachers, our competition right now is very high. Before, our competition is just, to be honest, of course, our colleagues also is one of our. It can be positive competition, it can be negative competition, but I use this as challenges and opportunities that is really challenge not just only our university that give us if you want to know more and you want to to enhance more, but not just only our colleagues in the university, but this time it has to be world already because we are in the digital world. So in fact, even this now, people can write right now, you can see me, I'm in the Philippines, and you are in India. And other, of course, I know that there are also participants from other countries. So looking at me and listening to me, though I am giving you the challenges and at the same time, some of the tips, but later on, I can be your competitor and you can be also my competitor. Okay, in this, that's our challenge. Now, embracing the pandemic, okay, would also means reframing. Take note, the word there, reframe, we have to reframe. At the same time, recalibrate our skills. So continue making yourself update, of teaching yoga, particularly in this pandemic online, okay? In such a way that we can meet the demands of time in both expectation to deliver and perform in our, in academe and at the same time in the what we call industry. All right. Now, I would like just to give you some of my, pictures taken for, in advocating and helping yoga at workplace and at home. So this is how I integrate it. Okay, so always have picture and correct posture, and again use social media. So another is that I'm giving my evidences how I promote yoga. Okay, and part of my advocacies is that, of course, as I mentioned a while ago, that in collaboration with non-government or NGOs, at the same time, collaboration with the school also helped me in promoting yoga at home, and of course, my students as part of my responsibility in the academe, and of course in the industry. All right. So, and then another thing that really give me more challenge in practice, okay, challenges in practicing yoga and helping is that I really advocate right now practicing yoga with the people who are, diagnosed with mental illness. Why I'm confident of it? Because I have with me a licensed psychologist. Okay. So this is one I really love most, helping and teaching yoga for people who are suffering with mental illnesses. How I teach them, there is an assessment. Okay, all right. So I would like just to share with you a short video how I recorded. So it's always with me, okay, because I cannot, I have with me my demonstrator. So this is my center, my yoga center. And then, of course, take a deep 5 breath here, and then you have to roll your shoulder. To make it more clear, so there's a bridge pose. You have to breathe and then close your eyes. So enjoy the pose. Okay, at the same time, don't forget also to squeeze your glutes here. The anatomy of yoga, integrating anatomy is very important. You may also raise your heels. Ayan. Okay, so nakapaganda po siya ng yung lower back natin at the same time. Making our hips and our waist line or nakapag-trim down mo siya. Okay, slowly down. Okay, and then hug your knee. Always hug your knee. That is the retraction and production of the muscles para ma-relax po yung from here up to yung sa back natin. And then you can move side to side up to roll para ma-massage naman yung katawan. Alright? And after that, of course, you may also bend. Okay, para ma-open na naman yung upper back natin. Yung spine natin maganda siya na ibigyan natin na I'm doing it in a contextualized manner. Contextualized, that's why I'm saying it in Tagalog so that everybody would understand me. So that's also very important. You have to contextualize. Okay. So I would like just to share opportunities that have given to me, aside from the challenges, is that I was able to publish yoga entitled Yoga Public Health Support in the Time of COVID Pandemic. So with me is, of course, this is, if you have observed my picture, this is on the height of the lockdown in my country. So that was on the this is already April. Okay, so I'm helping of those people who are in the BGMP, in the, staff in jail corrections. Okay, so that's nice. And then another opportunities, government also recognize my effort in helping community through yoga, okay, which is I was able to given the recognition by the National Economic Development Authority Region 7 as one of the COVID volunteers, significant contribution, services, skills, and resources in mitigating the effects of COVID-19 pandemic through yoga. Okay, and the recommendations is that to everyone who are listening with me right now, to maintain a strong health and well-being in this time of pandemic. Of course, we as individual and for our community is that my study to recommends that you really have to practice yoga poses and the philosophy of yoga from the breathing techniques up to the meditation at our own level as part of our daily routine exercises in order to help improve our immune system, develop positive psychological, physical health, and eradicate sedentary lifestyle via online. And of course, as a PE teacher, as a yoga instructor, we have to embrace the demand of time. We have to unpack things. We have learned and go out of the comfort zone because right now, guys, what I have experienced, it's not easy, but it's very rewarding. Okay? Learn and relearn a lot of innovation in teaching and promoting yoga. Collaborate with the agency and the experts. And before I'm going to end my talk, I would like just to give you a takeaway, okay? Because the people here in my center and of course in my colleague called me Rose, okay, as a shortcut of Rosita. So, or recalibrate our skills in our profession in embracing this digital world. O, it's remember that there is always opportunity behind the challenges that we're having right now, despite of the discomfort that we're having now, to discover our strength, to promote fitness and health behind our weaknesses. S, support is also one of our needs. We need also support to promote what we had created towards wellness. And E, always present an evidences, not just the pictures, but go to the research, okay, is the best way to convey the community that physical education is one of the best subjects in the curriculum to make our life longer and promote yoga. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Professor Rosita, for a wonderful talk. It is very nice on the International Yoga Day.
Thank you, Professor Rajesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Rosita ma'am. Really wonderful, insightful lecture on the right time. And especially your concept of rose amidst pandemics is really very interesting, and let us bring hope in this situation. Let us keep ourselves healthy by practicing yoga, because that is the need of the hour. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Professor Rajesh, and the rest of the speaker participants. Thank you, Madam. Thank you also.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yes. Let us invite our next speaker. Before inviting our next speaker, I invite Dr. Lokaraju, Head of the Department of Telugu, Government College for Men, to introduce S. Shivaprasad sir, the next speaker of the session. Over to you, Lokaraj sir.
అందరికీ శుభోదయం. అంతర్జాతీయ యోగా దినోత్సవాన్ని పురస్కరించుకొని అందరికీ శుభాకాంక్షలు. భారతీయ జీవన శైలిలో యోగా అనేది ప్రాచీన కాలం నుంచి ఒక భాగమైంది. పతంజలి మహర్షి ప్రారంభించినటువంటి యోగ సూత్రాలు మన భారత జాతి యొక్క సంస్కృతిలో ఒక భాగం మరియు మన ఆస్తిగా దీన్ని పరిగణించవచ్చు. మరి అటువంటి యోగాభ్యాసాన్ని పాశ్చాత్య దేశాలు కూడా ఇప్పటికి గుర్తించాయి. అంతర్జాతీయ యోగా దినోత్సవాన్ని కూడా ప్రపంచమంతా కూడా జరుపుకుంటుంది. ఈ రోజు అంతర్జాతీయ యోగా దినోత్సవాన్ని పురస్కరించుకొని అందులో భాగంగా ప్రభుత్వ పురుషుల డిగ్రీ కళాశాల కర్నూలు వాళ్ళు ఫిజికల్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ వెబినార్ అనేది ఈ యోగా మీద నిర్వహిస్తుంది. మరి ఈ సెషన్ లో అంతర్జాతీయ యోగా దినోత్సవాన్ని పురస్కరించుకొని యోగాభ్యాసాల గురించి చర్చించడానికి, యోగాభ్యాసాల గురించి మనకు తెలియడానికి ఈ సెషన్ కి ఎస్ శివప్రసాద్ రావు గారిని ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాము. వీరు కోఆపరేటివ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లో అసిస్టెంట్ రిజిస్ట్రార్ గా పనిచేశారు. మరియు వివేకానంద రాక్ మెమోరియల్ అండ్ వివేకానంద కేంద్ర కన్యాకుమారి వారి యొక్క విభాగమైనటువంటి కర్నూలు విభాగానికి వ్యవస్థ ప్రముఖ బాధ్యతలు నిర్వహిస్తున్నారు. సార్, దయచేసి సెషన్ ప్రారంభించవలసిందిగా మిమ్మల్ని కోరుతున్నాం.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome, sir. Okay, sir.
Vande Mataram. Namaste to all. First of all, I thank the organizers of this webinar for giving me this opportunity to talk in this program. As all of us know, today we are celebrating 7th International Day of Yoga. I want to mention here that I am from Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, which has taken up yoga as a core activity and making enormous efforts to promote yoga and organize the trainings in yoga. Yoga is the greatest gift to the world from the ancestors of India. We all should thank Maharshi Patanjali, who compiled Yoga Sutras and gifted to mankind. Now coming to a question, what is yoga? Is it a physical exercise, doing asanas, performing pranayama? No, it's not correct. Most of us think that yoga is useful body or healing our physical problems, but yoga is above it. Yoga is a way of life based on the vision of oneness. The essence of yoga is the integration of the body, mind, intellect with the self. What is the oneness? It is the integrating the individual with the family with the society with the nation, and the nation with the whole universe. The oneness well explained in the sloka, Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Here you can know what is Akhanda Mandalakaram. That is the oneness, connecting the individuals ultimate to the nature. Yoga is otherwise said as a process of joining. Ijyate inena iti yogaha. Yoga means to join, the union of Atma with Paramatma. Yoga is that practice by which one realizes that everything is one. Yoga chitta kurti nirodhakaha. Yoga is to restrain the mind stuff, that is chitta, from taking various forms, that is vritti. Various forms in the sense thoughts and modifications, etc. Otherwise, we can say that the controlling of indriyas is yoga. Next, let us see the Bhagavad Gita, where the words of yoga is mentioned in some slokas. Yogastak kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhanunjaya siddhya siddhyo nabhutva samatvam yoga ichyate. Here it is said samatvam yoga ichyate. What does it mean? One who sees everything as one and who experiences equally the pleasure and pain, success and defeat, etc. is called yogi. Whatever you do, the fruits of action come to us. These would be either less or more than our expectations or against our expectations. Thus, whatever may be the fruits, we must not lose equanimity of mind. That is yoga, and he is yogi. It is the manifestation of one consciousness. It is the vision of oneness. In another sloka in Gita, buddhi yukto jahatita ubhe sukruta dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karma sukausalam. Yoga karma sukausalam is usually translated as efficiency in action in yoga. Efficiency in action is yoga. If it is so, an efficient terrorist could be called a yogi. Is it true? No, it can't be. The deeper meaning of karmasu kaushalam is to be understood properly. Right choice in action is yoga. I repeat, right choice in action is yoga. One should choose the action which would take up nearer to union with the Ishvara and well-being of the society as well as whole universe. Yoga can be understood by some sayings like yoga is integrated personality development. Yoga is the manifestation of divinity within us. Yoga is a spiritual unfoldment. Yoga is a emotional management. Yoga is science of harmonious life. In all, yoga is man making and character building. We often heard of Ashtanga Yoga. It is 8 limbs or angas of yoga. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is said, Yoganganushthan Ashuddhikshaye Gnanadipti Vivekhyate. Meaning of is, by the committed practice of the 8 limbs of yoga, the impurities will be destroyed. Knowledge is Gluisms discrimination. We cannot go deep into this Ashtanga Yoga, but let us know what are the 8 limbs of yoga. The Ashtanga Yoga consists of Yama, Niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. At this moment, we cannot go for the explanation of all the Ashtanga Yogas, but everybody should study it and know personally what is yoga. Before concluding my talk, I appeal to you all, mainly to the student community, to read the literature of Swami Vivekananda and know about yoga. The Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra will guide you and support you in this matter. Please utilize the services of Vivekananda Kendra and improve your personality. With this, I stop my talk. Thank you, one and all. Now, there will be a yoga demonstration by Sri B. Amaresh, young Karyakarta from Vivekananda Kendra, who underwent the yoga certificate course at Kanyakumari. Over to Sri Amaresh. Thank you very much.
నమస్కార స్థితి ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. వీలైతే అందరం కలిసి చేద్దాం, లేకపోతే ఇబ్బంది లేదు. సూర్య నమస్కారాస్. హిరణ్మయేన పాత్రేణ సత్యస్యాపి హితం ముఖం తత్వం పూషన్ అపాప్రం సత్యధర్మాయ దృష్టయే. Ekam, recommending Chitwari, Pancha, Ashwini, namaskar. To the generous posture, start on posture. Nava, vaccine. Right leg forward. Ekadasha, left leg forward. Come to Padahastasana posture. Dvadasha. Come to Namaskara Sthiti. Last two rounds. Om Hrim Ravaye Namah. Atmavishwasam, Manavatvam, Sankalpa Shakti, Samatulyata, Svikruti, Samarpana, Utsaham, Stiratvam, Vishranti, Namrata, Jnapaka Shakti, Sneha. Okay? Last one, andra kalisi cheddam. Ilote. Inhale, ekam, dve, exhale, trini, inhale, Chatwari, exhale, Pancha, inhale and exhale, Chat, inhale and exhale, stop the breathing, Sapta, inhale, Cha, exhale, Nava, inhale, exhale, Dasha, inhale, Dasha, exhale, Dvadasha. Come to Namaskara Sthiti, inhale. आराम से रिलैक्स सभी. Inhale and exhale. మన శరీరంలో జరిగిన మార్పులను గమనిస్తూ ఉంటాం. Normal breathing, inhale and exhale.
ఉంది ఎవరెవరు ఉండాలని చూస్తాం.
ఆసనాస్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేద్దాం. రెండు ఆసనాస్. పాదహస్తాసన చేద్దాం. కమ్ టు స్థితి. ఏకం. శ్వాస తీసుకుంటూ రెండు చేతులను భూమికి సమాంతరంగా ఉంచుతాం. ద్వే. వేళ శ్వాసం తీసుకుంటూ రెండు చేతులు తలపై భాగానికి, రెండు భుజాలు రెండు చెవులు తాకే విధంగా ఉంచుతాం. త్రిని. మన నడుం పై భాగాన్ని భూమికి సమాంతరంగా ముందుకు ఉంచుతాం. చత్వారి. మన రెండు చేతులను పాదాలకు ఇరువైపులా నేలకు తాకించడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. వీలైతే నుదురు భాగాన్ని మోకాళ్ళకు తాకించడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. శ్వాస ప్రశ్వాసలు సాధారణం. ఈ యొక్క ఫైనల్ పోస్చర్ లో 15 నుంచి 30 సెకండ్స్ ఉండడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. మన శరీరంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి మార్పులను సంతోషంగా స్వీకరించడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. పంచ. షట్. సప్త. రెండు చేతులను భుజాలకు సమాంతరంగా ఉంచుదాం. అష్ట. కంఠ స్థితి. రిలాక్స్. శీతల తాడాసన. ప్లీజ్ అబ్జర్వ్ యువర్ చేంజెస్. నార్మల్ బ్రీతింగ్. మన శరీరంలో జరుగుతున్న మార్పులను సంతోషంగా స్వీకరించడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. ఆసనానికి యొక్క టెన్షన్స్ గ్యాప్ తీసుకొని కాంప్లిమెంటరీ ఆసన, అర్ధ చక్రాసనం చేద్దాం. ఇప్పుడు అందరం ప్లీజ్ కమ్ టు స్థితి. రెండు పాదాలు విషయం, యాంకిల్స్ టుగెదర్, నీస్ టుగెదర్. రెండు చేతులు శరీరాన్ని తాకుతూ ఉంటాయి. మన చూపు నిటారుగా ముందు. ఏకం. రెండు చేతులను మన యొక్క చేతి వేళ్ళన్నింటినీ కలిపి ఉంచి చేతి వేళ్ళ ముందుకు చూసే విధంగా నడుం పై భాగానికి తీసుకెళ్తాం. ద్వే. శ్వాస వదులుతూ మనం నడుం పై భాగాన్ని వెనక్కి బెండ్ చేస్తాం. ఈ ఆసనాన్ని స్పాండిలైటిస్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు చేయకపోవడం మంచిది. శ్వాస ప్రశ్వాసలు సాధారణం. ఈ ఆసనం వల్ల మన యొక్క వెన్ను కండరాలు, పక్కటెముకలు బలపడతాయి. అదేవిధంగా జీర్ణశక్తి, మన నడుం భాగంలో ఉన్నటువంటి కొవ్వు కణజాలను తగ్గుతుంది. ఈ యొక్క ఫైనల్ పోస్చర్ లో 15 నుంచి 30 సెకండ్లు ఉండడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. త్రిని. స్లోగా బ్యాక్వర్డ్ స్ట్రైట్. చత్వారి. కంట్రోల్ స్థితి. రిలాక్స్. శిథిల తాడాసన. సిట్టింగ్ పోస్చర్స్. వక్రాసన అభ్యాసం చేద్దాం. ప్లీజ్ కమ్ టు స్థితి. రెండు పాదాలు కలిసి ఉంటాయి, రెండు మోకాళ్ళు కలిసి ఉంటాయి. రెండు చేతులు మన యొక్క పెదవులకు ఇరువైపులా నేలకు తాకించి ఉంటాం. వెన్నెముక నిటారు, చూపు నిటారుగా ఉంది. వక్రాసన. లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్. నెమ్మదిగా ఎడమ పాదాన్ని కుడి మోకాల దగ్గర ఉందాం. మన యొక్క కుడి చేతిని ఎడమ బొటన వేలుని పట్టుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాం. ఎడమ మీదుగా వెనక్కు. మన యొక్క రెండు భుజాలు, ఎడమ మోకాలు, కుడి పాదం ఒకే లైన్ లో ఉండడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. This is the final posture. Normal breathing. ఈ ఆసనం వల్ల మన యొక్క పొట్ట భాగంలో జీర్ణాశయకు సంబంధించినటువంటి వివిధ అవయవాలు జాగృతి అవ్వడం, జీర్ణశక్తి పెరుగుతుంది. అదేవిధంగా మన యొక్క కుడి చేతిని రిలీజ్ చేద్దాం, ఎడమ చేతిని రిలీజ్ చేద్దాం. చత్వారి కమ్ టు స్థితి, రిలాక్స్. కాంప్లిమెంటరీ రైట్ సైడ్ చేద్దాం, కమ్ టు స్థితి, ఏకం. మన కుడి పాదాన్ని మడుద్దాం, ద్వే. మన యొక్క ఎడమ చేతిని కుడి మోకాల మీదుగా తీసుకెళ్తూ కుడి బొటన వేలను పట్టుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. చూపు మన యొక్క కుడి భుజం మీదుగా వెనుక వైపు ఉండాలి. శ్వాస ప్రశ్వాసలు సాధారణం. మీ యొక్క ఫైనల్ పోస్చర్ లో 15 నుంచి 30 సెకండ్లు ఉండడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. మన యొక్క ఎడమ చేతిని కుడి చేతిని రిలీజ్ చేద్దాం. చత్వారి స్థితి, రిలాక్స్. శిథిల దండాసన, లాస్ట్ ఉష్ట్రాసన అండ్ పశ్చిమోత్తానాసన చేద్దాం. కమ్ టు స్థితి, పశ్చిమోత్తానాసన. వెన్ను సంబంధ సమస్యలు ఉన్న వాళ్ళు చేయకపోవడం మంచిది. అదేవిధంగా నడుము సంబంధ సమస్యలు ఉన్నా కూడా చేయకపోవడం మంచిది. ఓకే. ఏకం. రెండు చేతులను మన యొక్క భుజాలకు సమాంతరంగా అరచేతుల నేలకు చూసే విధంగా ఉంచుదాం. ద్వే. మరలా శ్వాసం తీసుకుంటూ రెండు భుజాలు రెండు చెవులను తాకే విధంగా. పంచం, షట్, సప్త, अष्ट. रिलैक्स. शिथिला दंडासना. आराम से. सभी को धन्यवाद. नमस्ते मैडम.
Thank you, Amaresh. The thing is, Amaresh is our student. Thank you very much, Amaresh. The thing is, Amaresh is our student, alumni of Government College for Men, Kurnool. Now the next speaker is ready. Before we invite the speaker, I invite Dr. Mohammad Boys, lecturer in physics and IQAC coordinator, Government College for Men, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, to introduce the speaker, KJ Sridevi. Over to you, Boys.
Thank you very much, madam. So I am Dr. Mohammad Wais, working as lecturer in physics and IQAC coordinator in Government College for Men, Kurnool. So the next speaker of our session is Mrs. KJ Sridevi. She is a faculty of Yoga Sciences and Therapy from the Meenakshi Academy of Higher Education and Research. The madam has completed her post-graduation in yoga and MPhil in yoga, and also she is a post-graduation in computer applications and business administration. She is a qualified level 3 yoga teacher and evaluator for the Ministry of Ayush, India. She is also a qualified yoga professional examination under yoga certification scheme. She has published more than 25 research papers in the international and national journals, and she has presented many papers in the national conferences, seminars. So to her credit, she has been rewarded with Yoga Ratna Award, Yoga Shiromani Award, Golden Woman Award, the Best Woman Teacher of the Year 2020. With this rich profile and background, I welcome Sridevi Madam. Now I request Sridevi Madam to deliver her speech on the importance of yoga among women.
Thank you very much,
Sridevi
sir.
Madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning to one and all present here. I wish all of you a very happy International Day of Yoga with a theme which made us sit at home and do yoga. be at home and be with yoga. So this is one wonderful opportunity which we have got to connect to yourself, to connect to your family, as well as to the society. So I take this opportunity to talk about the women, the health of the women, and the challenges what she faces as problems in her health. Let me share my screen. Women, if you could see, the women is the epitome of strength. Women is the epitome of love, sacrifice, and courage. We today are seeing the role of women in very diversified way, because not only being at home and taking care of the necessities of the family and self, women is contributing to the society with a self-sufficient, well-aware, and financially independent. They are into the success of every field, whether it could be politics, it could be army, it could be navy, it could be sports, politics, anywhere. They are looking into hand in hand with the other people around and making their own self in the society. And coming to the role of women, it has changed tremendously, having a positive impression in the society from being housewives to CEOs. And the transition is taking it in a very accelerating mode. And more of the opportunities have been created for the women with the modernization and with the advent efforts of the latest technology, and establishing themselves not only socially, politically, and economically. They are no longer considered to be unfit for any of the fields, which today, with an example quoting the Avani Chaturvedi, who is the first Indian female fighter pilot. So women is into every arena of life of each and every person. So when empowering the women, we need to even look at their health, because they being very busy with their schedule and extending their support not only to the family but also to the society, as well as giving equal shoulders to the men in having given the opportunity in sharing the financial constraints as well as the relationship constraints in the family. We need to give a key importance to the health of the women, and we need to give extra support, because unknowingly they are pushing themselves into the zone of stress by extending their activities out of the box. So it has been said with so many researchers that women, when it comes in a kind of a pandemic situation or in a kind of an emergency, have extended this support to the organizations of the society, as well as taking lead in helping the family, adjusting their new realities and challenges, which we could see at the present moment of COVID-19 pandemic. So taking women as an inspiration to the role in the society, and having understood we need to give attention to the health as well as the challenges of the health which the women face. Let's look into, according to the hormonal changes of the physiology of the women, we have according to the hormonal changes, we can look into the women right from the infancy, right from the puberty, right from the reproductive age, right from the climacteric period, as well as elderly years, additional to the pregnancy and delivery. They are facing so many problems. So these are, I would like to give you the stages of the women, because women can celebrate each and every stage of life, right from menarche to their menopause. So the stage of the women health can be clearly discriminated as to the stages of women. Infancy, the child, puberty, young age, reproductive age, the climatic period. Climatic period is a stage where they are going to end their or reach their menopause, and then elderly age, and apart from, as I said, the prenatal and postnatal ages. The health issues to stages of the women health can, as per to the stages of their life, can be taken very prominently in teen issues. Teenagers, as it is a butterfly age where there will be a lot of physiological changes, hormonal changes, emotional changes, which are happening in the adults, teens. And in order to cope up to these hormonal, emotional, physical, physiological changes, they will be getting more prone to the risk of health, which in our ancient text has been said as Adija, Adija Vyadi. Adija is when a thought comes in the mind, which is disturbing the mind. It is not only the mind which is occupied with the thought, which is disturbing, but also it pours down to the breath and breath to the body. So everything is connected. That is what is yoga about, connecting body, breath, and mind. So Adija diseases are so-called the lifestyle diseases, which we are seeing at this teen ages, and gynecological issues where the women faces a lot of problems because of their late marriages, because of their early marriages, or because of abortions, or because of gestational diabetes, hypertension, and so many, and so. Pregnancy issues, cardiovascular diseases, researchers have been proved that the female are more prone to the cardiovascular diseases very silently than man, because they have an intuition of taking the load into their mind silently. Then at the elderly ages, they have even a kind of a situation which they'll be pushed into, which is called as osteoporosis. The density of the bone decreases when after they reaching the menopause. And then autoimmune problems, where we can see right from the teenagers, if there is no physical activity, that is the physical inactivity of each and every individual will push them into autoimmune diseases. So menstrual issues, where we can see right from the child has attained the menarche, the very first menstrual cycle, and after that there will be a break of the menstrual period that we can see in today's life of the teens, which it is otherwise having adverse effects on their life till their, which identified during their period of pregnancy. Then ultimately it is when you're speaking about, it will be depression and anxiety, which will be pouring down. As I told you, the Adija Vyadi. Adija is the mind and Anadija is the physical. So unknowingly we are pushed into the stress and depression, which is the main reason for all the health issues today we see in every stage of women. Yoga, a promising technique. How it is a promising technique is yoga is done by self. The self-realization comes from one's own mind, one's own thought. We are not depending on any other equipments than our own self. So when we are relaxing and we are looking at or concentrating on our own breath, we are going to have the power of self-healing within our own self. So when self-healing is happening from inside to every level of the cell, the metabolism, the mitochondrial energy, when it is taking up, it blossoms like a flower from inside to out, where the beauty of inner health is felt even the outside. It's a simple technique. As you have seen, the previous demonstrator has given you a simple concept of Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is the king of practices, which if you are taking 5 to 10 minutes in the early morning, would take off or keep off all the health issues, making you physically fit, physically active, and not only that, giving you a self-consciousness of what you're doing, what you're talking, what you're eating, what you're breathing. So that inner self, because we as elders, we preach so many things to our youngers. But if the women being the lead in the family is doing yoga, then automatically the rest of the people in the family will also do yoga. Yoga is one-shot solution for all the problems which you are seeing in all kinds of human race. Here are some practices, because yoga is very individualistic. Yoga can be taken in two ways. One is to maintain the physical fitness, and second one is to take it as a therapy. Therapeutical mode will be highly individualistic, where if you're looking at physical fitness, anyone right from the age of 8 can start off doing the yogic practices, which will help them maintain their physical as well as mental health, leading to the spiritual health. Spirituality is not talking about the godly things, talking about the religion, but talking about own self, own consciousness. So if you could look at the previous demonstrator has given you about Surya Namaskar. This is the king of asanas, which is a combination of asana, pranayama, mantra, meditation. When you are doing it, each and every pose of Surya Namaskar is working out on your nervous system, endocrine system. As we said, women's life is more on to hormonal disturbances. These hormonal disturbances can be one tap when they are doing Surya Namaskar. Again, if someone is in their higher ages or elderly people, they can even do this sitting in their own chair and doing the modifications of these asanas. So that is what I said it as the therapeutical way or therapeutical part of yogic practices. Here I'm just putting you out some asanas which would be generally helpful for all stages of women, because women, if they are doing the practices, one or the other system would be activated with these. So I have taken the common asanas. If you could spend 10 to 15 minutes time, that will be helpful to overcome or to in order to pacify whatever the problems they are already facing with. So here are some of the asanas. Vriksha asana, the tree pose. If this is done, this is equivalent to jogging or running. Researchers have been proved that just by 30 seconds of holding the position of Vrikshasana would be as good as running for half an hour or jogging for half an hour. So this is very significantly given in our ancient texts, saying that this would activate all the chakras. Chakras are the energy centers which will be preserved in our body. Whenever we require it, we can just take the energy from these reservoirs. So this will activate all the chakras from Muladhara to Sahasrara. So you are energetic whole day. So physical education go hand in hand with yoga. So physical education is also one of the modifications of the yoga which has been given as our ancient text. Then Viparita Karani. This is the pose which will help all the human systems, because as the legs are raised up, the blood rush is towards to your head and neck, and all the systems are elevated to the other side, giving the motion as well as cushion for all the organs of the system. If someone is unable to, because most of the women having the problem with waist, circumference of their waist, as well as very weak hamstrings. Then what? So Vrikshasana, Mashtyasana, Ustrasana. So what I at this juncture want to say is, if someone wants to be mad with the materialistic things, it would be better if they are mad with yoga. So be with yoga, the opportunity given to all the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sridevi ma'am. Wonderful message. Now, I invite Ashwini, Physical Director, and webinar to extend vote of thanks.
Now I would like to thank our principal madam and Professor Rajesh Kumar sir and Dikla sir and Sri Devi ma'am and SV Shivprasad sir and Rosita ma'am for joining us. And mainly I want to thank all my staff and the participant especially. Thank you so much for joining us. Jai Hind.